This episode of the Poundcast is in part brought to you by Louisville Vegan Jerky Company. They make Louisville Vegan Jerky. That's right. It's meatless, plant-based jerky, and you can find them at lvjco.com. And they have lots of different flavors you can choose from, such as buffalo hot wing, pepperoni pizza, smoky Carolina barbecue, and they also have limited edition flavors that they come out with every month. And the newest flavor is a collaboration with the DJ Sudden Death. It's called Sudden Death's Spicy Sweet Gochujang. So this is a new take or a sort of remix of the classic LVJCO flavor. And it's the new and improved Spicy Sweet Gochujang. So if you order on the website and use the code word Poundcast, you get 20% off your order. Now, this stuff is bagged in the United States. It has a shelf life of 9 months, and you don't have to order it online. If you want to order it in person at stores, you can find it at places like Whole Foods and Sprouts. And just check out their website, lvjco.com. Once again, use the code word Poundcast and get 20% off your order.
Brent talking. Brent, what will Brent talk about today? Brent talking to some pimples. Brent will talk to friends, and Brent talking on the Poundcast.
Welcome to the Poundcast. My name is Brent Weinbach, and I'm here with stand-up comedian Lizzy Cooperman. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's nothing short of an honor.
Nothing short of an honor, huh? Really? You just got here. I mean, no, that's not. You just got here in this realm. I mean,
yes.
I think you were telling me, I guess.
Right, my alarm. I mean, it's a tale as old as time. My alarm didn't go off.
So, yeah, you said you had multiple alarms.
Yes.
How did they all not go off?
Pretty depressing, actually.
Well, how many do you have? First.
Okay. Well, I had two set for waking up. One was, I think, 10:15 and 10:45.
Uh-huh.
But then I have other alarms set to go off throughout the day to remind me.
From the same devices?
From the same device. Also. Oh,
are all of them on the same device?
Yes.
Oh, see, because for me, I have 2 alarms that I set.
Okay.
And one of them is an alarm clock that is across the room. So I have to get out of bed to turn it off,
right.
You know?
And the other one?
The other one is a little watch alarm that is, operates on a battery.
I thought you were going to say a fire alarm.
It's there's that too. Yeah, I make sure to I have a slow burning piece of paper. It's like a slow, you can buy those on eBay, slow burning pieces of paper, so that once the flame gets big enough, it will set off the alarm, and I time it out so that it'll wake me up at the right time in case those other alarms don't wake me up. So if I don't wake up from the other one, maybe there's a power outage, and then say the battery runs out of that, at least the fire will just keep running,
I think that's healthy because a lot of people now are talking about sleep hygiene and how all of these electronics are interrupting our sleep. So,
waking
up to a natural element like fire.
Fire, yeah. So that's the new thing, and the smoke is just it creates a nice warm environment for your for everything, for your lungs and everything.
I love that.
I
should start doing that.
The what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you should start setting slow burning fires.
Okay.
It'll help you wake up in the morning. But okay, so yeah, I have 2 devices that there's one as a backup and so forth, right? But you have one device and there's a lot of alarms on it. And how many?
Well, oh my God, I'm getting some emergency notification. I'll show you. Look at all these alarms.
Whoa, that's a lot of alarms.
But look how, now this is probably less mentally healthy than it is insane, but I have reminders to
There's alarms every
hour.
every hour. But why is there an alarm that's 15 minutes apart as well? And
I don't know.
Well, now let me ask you this. Is it possible that you might sleep through, that deeply into we got one at 4 p.m. here.
Oh my God, you're right. And I have one set to go off at 2:15, so that could happen. Should I turn that off?
Well, no, maybe it might wait. Who knows what happens during the podcast? We might doze off a little bit, and who knows?
If I'm going to be honest with you, the reason I have that many things is I was listening to this metaphysical kind of raise your vibration podcast. And they were like, just feel happy. Like, feel happy, and that'll bring about change. It, like, changing your vibration is going to bring new things into your life. So these are reminders.
Okay, they're not for sleeping.
They're not
for
sleeping.
waking, that is. They're to remind you. Got it. Okay.
I wouldn't even say mental health. I would say mental manipulation.
That's interesting. These alarms remind you to stay happy.
Yeah.
And have you been happy lately?
Yesterday, the alarms went off. So this is my second day doing this. This is just an experiment that I was running, because sometimes I go, great, I feel good, I'm going to have a good day. And then it shifts. And I don't get back to it being good. So I don't know what it's like to live a full day as, I don't, has anyone had one day that's just amazing beginning to end?
Well, yes.
You have.
Well, I have days in my mind that stick out that I think that was a really great day, fun day.
Yes.
Yeah.
But maybe something happened.
I'm sure there's something that happened that maybe was off-putting.
Like you had low, your thoughts started to go low, and then you came back.
There might have been. There's one day that comes to mind that was a really fun day for me. I also was dealing with really severe allergies that day, and that was a drag, But overall, it was a fun day. Yeah.
Okay.
There's certain. Yeah. Actually, there's one day that it comes to mind that was so fun, and I loved it. And I don't think there was anything. I can't think of anything negative about this other day that I had once.
Wow.
You don't have any days like that?
No, I think I'm sure if I were to look back, nothing's coming to mind of it consistently. My goal isn't just to have one,
Perfect day.
Yeah, where
one
I'm just
perfect day. That
in
sounds like a movie.
Complete denial or something. I think it is probably. You know what movie I just saw for the first time, by the way? Airplane.
Oh, you never saw that before?
I had never seen it.
Oh, that's one of the best comedies of all time, I think.
I couldn't believe how funny it was.
It's probably top 5 comedies of all time.
Yeah.
It's just gag after gag.
Yeah.
It's
couldn't
hilarious.
believe it. I thought it was so good. Yeah,
to be honest,
I was thinking, I bet Brent would like it.
I haven't seen it, to be honest, in a really long time. In fact, I don't know if I've even seen it since high school, which maybe I should look at it with older eyes and ears.
I will say about 3/4 of the way through, I was like, okay, I think we get the gist of this.
Oh, really?
Because it just goes the whole time.
But I know that there are some good gags that you see
Yeah.
later on in the movie, I think. There's
Brent,
so many good gags.
What is your Thanksgiving dream?
What is that? What do you mean?
What is your what would happen on Thanksgiving that you would be like, what a dream?
Well, I think if my sister is able to come to town and, we do a family thing with my sister being there, that would be fun. And if my brothers can make it too, that would be great too. I don't think they'll come though, but
There are no Thanksgiving songs, are there?
that's a good point. There might be.
Huh.
There's a a Peanuts special that's a Thanksgiving one, right?
Oh, right.
And I bet there's some song
I
in
think
there.
that's Halloween, isn't it?
Well, there's a lot.
The
There's a
the
Halloween.
pumpkin one.
That's a Halloween one, but there is a Thanksgiving installment as well. There's a lot. They think they covered pretty much all the holidays, and I would imagine that there is a song there that could be a Thanksgiving song.
Can I ask you something about
Yes.
Snoopy?
Yeah. What about him?
Do you think at that time there were a lot of cartoonists? Or do you think Snoopy was... I think it's great. Much respect. I'm just wondering, like, did Charles Schultz face any competition in the industry?
You mean just there was probably less competition at that time,
Yeah.
maybe, right? I think there was less competition in every field back. I mean, in comedy and
Yes.
everything. You know, nowadays there's just a lot more out there, and the reason why is because of the internet. The internet gave people a voice,
Right.
and it made it so that there's so much more competition, I guess. But there's also bigger audiences now in a way, you know? I mean, back then, you know, only people reading the Sunday comics,
Yes.
or not even the Sunday. I think there was probably weekly comics too, but, you know, are the audience for that, I guess.
I feel like all the stories I hear from that time are like, I mailed them a letter, they responded.
Right.
I went and we had a meeting, and I started working, you know, at the top of my field.
There was a documentary that was made about him that I think it never was released, but you can see clips of it on the internet.
Okay.
And I think that's where the Linus and Lucy music the piece originally is from, I think.
Brent, let's get real. Let's cut the shit here. Wait. Okay. So your Thanksgiving dream is your sister coming home.
Well, yeah, or just having a family get together. You know, it's that if the family's together.
Yeah, you like
know?
that.
Yeah. What about yours?
What about?
What about who?
Mine is probably a friend's. You know, actually, this year I'm going to Josh Fadum's.
Oh, in Oklahoma. That's
Oklahoma.
right. Yeah.
With his family.
That's right. Yeah, you told me that. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. That's fun. Have you met his family?
Do you think he'll be married by Christmas?
Do you think he'll be?
Do you think you'll be married by Christmas?
I don't think so. I don't think. Do you?
I don't know.
Oh, really? That's possible? I guess that new mentality you have where you're being reminded. Does that thing remind you every hour that, hey, you might meet your husband?
No. I should put one in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's going to be fun, though, that you go, because you're going to be in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'm doing a bunch of shows. Now I think we're adding Fayetteville. So I'm going Fayetteville, Tulsa.
I think it's Fiat.
Fayetteville?
Fiat. No, I'm just kidding. That's where
is it?
No, I don't know. It sounds like it made me think of the Fiat
Fayetteville.
car. Maybe the car is from there. Maybe everybody drives. You're only allowed to have Fiats there.
God.
Imagine that seems like Hawaii would be like that, you know, where you only can drive Fiats, you know. So are you going to not be, are you around family for Thanksgiving?
No.
Or anything? No.
I have not been home for Thanksgiving since 2007, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the last time I was home, my family got in a fight and I went to a bar.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you been, but you've been home for other holidays?
It was canceled. I've not been home. Oh,
really?
I haven't been home. I haven't been back to Minnesota since, oh my gosh. I haven't been back since I think 2013, and
Really?
and that was when my mom died. Oh, you know what? I went back the following year because you have to do the unveiling.
Unveiling of what?
The tombstone.
Oh, it's a year later?
Yeah, in Judaism, you're supposed to return a year after.
Oh.
Yeah, have you not been to an unveiling?
No, I don't know about that.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I mean, I don't really.
Yeah, I think it's.
Am I supposed to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
A year later.
Yeah,
Not
I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I mean, I guess I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to think of people in my family who. I mean, I feel like the funerals I've been to have been all on my mom's side of the family, which is not Jewish, but when my granddad died, I guess I didn't go to his funeral. When I think about it, I didn't go to his funeral, which is weird. Why didn't I go to his funeral? I wonder.
I have a grandpa like that too. Like I was in school, so I was out of town, but he died, and I wasn't at the funeral.
Well, I don't know why. I did see him maybe 4 months before he died.
That's when you gave him the poison. Slow acting.
Could be, but
Do you miss him? I can see a little bit of
my granddad and me.
Yeah.
You can imagine what my granddad would be like. What do you think my granddad was like? Oh, you think I seem like a granddad?
No,
already?
I can see your love for him a little bit. Do
What
you
do you-
like him?
No, yeah, he was cool. He was cool.
Okay.
He didn't live in this near, he lived in the Midwest,
Yeah.
so I didn't see him as often as I saw my mom's side of the family.
There's something I really want to talk to you about.
What's
Not
that?
that I don't want to talk about.
No, what's
about
that?
grandparents. We performed at the home of someone who was, or the home of the former mayor of Culver City. We did a benefit show a couple weeks ago.
That was not that person's home, right?
It was the home of the former mayor, so it was
It
someone
was?
else's home. Yes.
Oh, really?
We performed. It was a benefit for a woman running for a city council.
Yeah.
Did she win?
I'm not in part of that
We don't
district, so
know.
I don't even. I don't
okay.
know actually.
It just came
didn't,
to mind. Like,
Right.
Did Nancy excel?
I don't even know. I wasn't. I kind of just.
okay.
They asked me to do it. I said, all right, sure.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I mean, I'm not part of that district, so I don't. I didn't vote for that. I didn't vote for her. I'm not part of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't
that's
vote. I didn't
true.
vote for her opponent either. I'm not
I
involved.
am curious.
You're Watchville.
Oh, okay.
Just so you know.
Okay.
In case you're wondering where
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
I mean,
No, I appreciate that.
so yeah,
okay.
I guess we need to look that up eventually.
That was such an interesting.
Maybe in the
night.
Unzipped, we'll look it up.
I left Aparna a voice memo telling her about the cough.
Oh my
happened.
gosh!
Can we talk about it?
Well, sure, but I hope that guy doesn't see this.
I'd be okay with him hearing it. And
Really?
yes,
Okay.
because he did it. We're only stating the facts.
Sure. Okay. Hey, if you're comfortable with that, sure.
So Brent and I did this show. It was an outdoor show.
I love outdoor shows.
It was so fun.
It was actually really cool and a good crowd and
Yeah,
everything,
I was
yeah.
like, oh God, what are these people gonna be like?
Are they going to be uptight and political and stuff? Or-
Yes.
No, they were. It was a good crowd. Yeah, good crowd. It was a festive environment outside. They had tacos.
Yes.
It was a little bit. I will say this, and no disrespect to whoever whose idea this was, but it was very green, I guess, in that there was no disposable utensils or plates and stuff, and I kind of like that kind of stuff, because it's cleaner. It felt cleaner. There
Yeah.
was no disposable napkins.
There were no
there were disposable napkins. There were, but
But they had regular plates.
they had plates
Really?
and regular utensils, and I kind of like I like the stuff you can throw away because it's
Right.
unused and it's
Yeah.
clean, and I could just trust that.
I get that. However, how do you feel about forks in a cup?
Forks in a cup.
Like when people put the forks out in a cup and people are just grabbing them by the prongs.
That's how it was. But
I mean, I was imagining plastic forks, but you're saying these were metal forks that we took out.
that's
of
what we had,
okay.
yeah. And they were in a cup.
I don't think I used a fork because we had tacos.
Oh well, I certainly didn't want to use my hands.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know
I
where that's
think
been.
I
I don't know
did.
where
I
that's
think I
been. But
You have no clue.
there was something that seemed a little bit. The person who was putting the tortillas down, I didn't end up taking any because I don't know. I think he was just taking them with his hand and I don't know.
Yeah.
I forgot. But speaking of germs, there's this thing that happened.
Yeah, this was pretty harrowing, I thought.
So
I'm still thinking about it a little bit because it was so visceral, you
well,
know?
okay. So where do we start? There was a young man. I mean, he might have been 21 or something, or 22,
Yeah.
right? Nice guy.
So
very
nice.
Very just a gentle soul.
Yes.
And he
he had a naivete.
oh yeah, maybe he might have been fresh. He's certainly fresh-faced and fresh-eyed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
His eyes haven't seen.
Coming to see an old bag like me.
He
Or he was just there in general.
He wasn't you know what I mean? He hasn't seen the darkness
or
yet.
someone's son. I think maybe he was someone's
He was someone's
son,
little
maybe.
brother, I think.
Little brother, okay.
But anyway, he he was very appreciative of the show, and he came
Yes.
up to both of us afterwards to
Yes.
say, how much he liked the show and stuff. But was he sniffling a little bit?
I did not notice the sniffles.
I can't remember now the details, but then at one point you said, did he cough or something? It's not the cough that's the thing yet.
It was
but we'll get to that.
Oh, did he pre?
No, I don't know if there was a cough.
like-
He didn't. See, this is what happened though.
Yeah.
Is
Did he?
at one point you said something to the degree of, you might do. I don't know. I forgot what you
I
said.
feel like you have this imprinting ability.
No, I forgot actually. You said something, and then he said, "Oh no, it's just allergies," or something like that. But it wasn't. I forgot.
Before that, before the incident.
Before the incident, he
Okay.
said something about having allergies, but the thought in my mind, and maybe this is a little crazy, but I felt like it was nighttime and it's cold. It was kind of cold. I mean, it was cooler. It wasn't. It's not like a hot summer night.
Right.
And I thought, what allergies? I mean, you don't really get allergies. For me, at least, when I have
Yes.
allergies, they go away at night because there's less stuff that is making me have allergies at night. You
mentioned that during our postmortem by the car.
At one point, you said something, and he reacted by going. Sorry, I almost just did it to you just now.
Can I do it?
Yeah.
And
He-
I flew back into the taco table.
and you got your whole body all over the forks.
And
was
my
kidding.
body- I was splayed out.
But he
on
went
the
like
floor.
this. He went.
Yeah.
He did this sort of, spit take type of thing where he went like that. It was like
Directly.
right at you.
Directly.
And by the way, when he said he had allergies, I did start to, and no disrespect, and if you're watching this, I hope this, I just hope that, anyway, I don't mean anything.
if he's watching it.
Yeah. I hope that you don't
The thing
think anything.
is-
But anyway, I did sort of step a little bit away, and then you got hit with the,
I got hit so hard.
yeah. And then you didn't even think, you said, well, I hope, you said, oh, that better be allergies, or something
I
like that.
said, I hope you don't have COVID.
Yeah.
That's what I said to him. I go, if you did, that was a moment of transference.
Yes, but I actually think you said this. I think you said, I hope you don't have COVID-19.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't say 19.
No,
you said
maybe
COVID
I did. I think I
before he did that, and then he said, oh no, I just have allergies. And that's what it was. I didn't even notice anything going on with him at that time. And then you, for some reason, brought up COVID-19, and then he said, no, I just have allergies. And I thought, well, what allergies would you have at this time of day? And
I didn't
this.
know that about evening allergies, but
Well-
I guess you do wake up with worse.
Oh, sometimes people
yeah.
do when maybe there's some dust in their bed
The
or something.
fire.
But yeah, the smoke thing that the smoke signal. But anyway, then when he did the big blowout in your face, then you said, "Oh, that you better not have. That better be allergies. It better not be COVID. Because otherwise, I just got it. Or something like that." So you kind of made him. It was made aware that you were kind of a little grossed out by that or whatever, or felt just a little disturbed or uncomfortable. By what had just happened, and it was a total accident on his end, but that he just sort of
No
reacted
covering
in
of
this
the mouth.
no covering of the mouth. Just he had this laugh reaction to
Yeah.
like that, and just totally spit.
That is interesting. What if during the show he wasn't laughing? He was just going in the back.
The whole show, right? So
Because it seems like he's repressing something animalistic. Like he wanted to go, ha ha, but do that with your mouth closed.
right.
That is what happens.
So
I
then,
just tried it.
yeah.
Try to scream with your mouth closed. That's
But his was hardcore. It was like
it was wet.
It was wet and long too. It went. It was long. It was a long
Yeah.
thing. So then,
So after I picked myself up, brushed the ground beef from the tacos.
yeah, and brushed the ground beef that had emitted from his mouth from you as well. You were hit from both sides. After later on, we went into this room inside.
Oh my
And
God.
he was in there too.
Now this hurts to remember.
So this time, and he was sitting next to you.
Yeah.
And we're indoors now. And this was, I don't know, 5 minutes later or something,
Yeah.
or 10 minutes later maybe. And then, go on.
I'm sitting here there's someone to my left who I'm talking to, and the kid is still like, he just wanted to know about comedy and stuff. So this is after the show. He's sitting in a chair to my right.
Again, a sweet kid too, a sweet guy, a sweet man, a sweet man. He's a sweet young man. We're calling him a kid.
Earnest.
He was a sweet young man, you know, probably 22 or something, you know.
Yeah.
And
I'm talking to someone. I think I said something just mildly funny. I look at him, and in the 1 second I look at him,
that got me because
again.
I thought he did it again. I guess what was what was funny about it was that just moments earlier you had expressed discomfort from that happening, and I think he registered that too, and then it happened again. You know?
Right? Yes.
And I couldn't believe it. I was standing there, and I saw it, and I thought, "Oh my God, I can't believe it just happened again." You know?
I was like,
you were like this. You wiped it off. And then you start licking it up or whatever. It tastes good. It tastes like tacos or something. But yeah, no, that was kind of pretty funny that happened again. I mean, and also disturbed. I would have been so disturbed, but you didn't get sick, I guess, right?
What if this guy? I did not get sick.
Good.
I have a very low body temperature, which makes it hard for me to get like a common cold.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
I guess
that's not how that works.
I guess when I got Lyme disease, something happened to my internal temperature. My normal temperature is like 97.
And it's supposed to be 98.
I'm probably getting it wrong
0.1.
of the reason why, but I will rarely get. I haven't been sick except for COVID once in the past few years. My body just doesn't pick up on I have to fight that. It just accepts it.
Oh, it just absorbs into your body.
I think something like that.
You become one with it.
Yeah.
That's actually how I try to feel better about things like that. If I'm sick or I have a sore throat or
yeah.
thought you were about to blow out.
Oh my God.
Blow all over the place.
Well, I have an idea about that guy, but
okay. It's not that important. I just try to become one with it. You know, if I have a headache too, I mean, I do oftentimes take aspirin or whatever, but I will try to. What?
How's your cholesterol?
Good.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But I will try to become one with it so that it doesn't bother me. Or cold. If I'm really cold, I'll try to be one with the cold so that it can't affect me anymore. If I become one with the cold, it doesn't. I don't feel the effect of it anymore.
That reminds me of one time I was having coffee with Eddie, and there was a siren, and he was like, "Let the siren go through you."
With who?
Lean into it, Eddie Pepitone.
Oh,
and he was like,
okay.
"If you let the siren go through you," or something.
Oh, that's funny.
This was like, I remember this from 2007.
It's kind of like the phrase, "If you can't beat them, join them."
Yes.
Sometimes there's things you can't beat, pain or whatever, and so you kind of just join it, and then you become the pain, and then you're no longer feeling the pain.
That's why my alarms don't work.
Oh, you're one with the alarm?
I think if I'm feeling negative or stressed, I should lean into it and allow myself to feel that way and not go, remember, high vibration or whatever.
Oh, you're fighting it.
Yeah,
I think it's good to fight things though as much as you can, but then once it's sort of beyond. No, I think we should just become one. What if you and I became one? That'd be crazy.
That would be. What yeah. I'm trying to think of what we would take.
What we would take?
Which one? Oh, you mean we would just be one?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it would just be one. Yeah, I don't know. What about the kid? What about the guy?
Oh,
He's not a kid. He's not a kid. You're not a kid.
Yes,
okay, you're a man. You're a grown man. I understand that.
Yes.
I hope that he does not. I really hope you're not watching this. But if you are, just it's all in jest. This is all in jest.
Saying we like him.
Yeah.
We liked him. He knows this happened, and we're also letting him know it's okay to put your hand over your mouth, or it's preferred to do that. Okay, it went off. Everyone remember.
Everyone be happy. Everyone remember to be happy. We got to be happy. Smiles, guys. Everybody's big smiles.
So what if this guy was going around to comedy shows doing this to comedians? so that they would talk about him on their podcast. And this is his way of kind of making a mark in the world.
That was your thought?
Yeah.
Really?
But
That's funny. That's a funny idea, you know.
just, it's so nice. It's so nice.
That's how he did it. He
to
went like this.
Mr.
So I'm afraid. I don't want to do it because I don't want to go full throttle because you're here and I don't want to get my own stuff on you. You know,
Yeah.
my own
Yeah,
stuff.
I know. I don't want to get mine on you either.
Yeah. So I haven't been going full throttle, but that's what it was.
But I always think about how you caught me putting my shoes in my bag, and you go, "Can I ask you a question?"
Oh yeah.
And I said, "Yeah." And you really kind of built that up to where I would potentially be offended.
Oh really?
You were like, "Are you sure?"
Really?
Okay. You were like, "I don't know how you're gonna feel about this," and you said, "I saw you put your shoes in your bag,"
Yeah.
and you said you would never do that.
Yeah.
And I went home and I did Lysol, or I used like a wipe, a disinfectant wipe on my bag.
Well, I guess let's just talk about it now. Why were you okay with putting your shoes in your bag? We're talking, you know, the soles of her shoes,
Right.
the bottoms of her shoes were just on touching the bag.
I did
In the
that
bag.
because
Where you
the
put your
sole-
other stuff,
yes,
too.
the soles were touching the fabric part of the bag.
Okay, but that part touches all these other things
I know.
too.
I didn't think about that.
I guess
But
people
I
just
also
don't think
have
about these
anything
things.
in there that goes in my mouth or anything.
But you do have things that go. Maybe you had a sweater in there or something that goes on your body. So to me it felt like, oh, the whatever's on your shoes is getting on your everything, on your
That's
body.
kind of beautiful. When you just said
Becoming one with the shoe, I guess. One with the
Yeah.
one with the filth.
that. Yes.
Become one with the filth. So, without even noticing that you had a Coca-Cola shirt on, I said just out loud, "Can't beat the real thing." When we were talking about
Really?
not using headphones, we thought let's just hear it original style. You know, this is the real way to hear each other. It's not amplified unnaturally with the headphones. We're really hearing each other.
Yes.
And I said, "You can't beat the real thing." And then I noticed when I said that, oh, you're actually wearing a Coca-Cola
I
shirt.
didn't know that was a Coke. I think that's a U2 song.
Can't beat the real thing.
Even better than the real thing.
No, that's
Da-da.
you don't know.
That is
Can't beat the
U2.
real thing.
Can't be. Wait, sing it again.
Can't beat the real thing. You never heard that song before? Jingle. Can't beat the
I
real
know.
thing.
Coke is it.
I mean, am I wrong in thinking that Coca-Cola's jingle is "Can't beat the real thing"?
What was Coke is it then? That's different.
That was probably Diet Coke.
Oh.
I don't know. And then of course there's
Yeah.
You got the right one, baby. That's Pepsi, I think.
You know what? I do not. I vaguely remember that.
That
I
was
remember,
Ray
like,
Charles.
Mac Tonight. Who was that?
That was Mac from McDonald's.
Yeah, I like that.
That was it. It's the Mac Tonight, but they're doing Mac the Knife. It's a parody. What?
Kind of good looking.
Are you
That
serious?
moon.
We did, I do this thing with my sister called the Chicken Coop. And Chicken Coop, if anybody wants to check it out, every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Brent Weinbach. My sister and I do the Chicken Coop. And we oftentimes look at old commercials from the 80s and 90s and sometimes 70s too. And we did a whole thing about the Mac Tonight thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He has charisma.
Well, a lot of people did find,
Look,
I guess, him to
gonna
not
kick that
look
moon
as
out of that.
attractive as maybe you do. What creatures did you find attractive? Meaning non-human beings.
Yeah. I'm just now realizing this about the moon. I don't think I was like, wow, I have a crush on the moon or whatever. But
Well, no, but people do talk
do
about
think-
being attracted to the
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles. Specifically Raphael. Women have told me,
that's
yeah,
funny.
Raphael
Jan
was hot.
Davidson, she has a joke where she was like, I'm attracted to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Is that bad? They're teenagers. Like, that's an A+ joke, isn't it?
That's funny.
I think it's really good.
That's funny. Well, but specifically Raphael. And by the way, in the
I was him
cartoon,
for Halloween, I think.
Raphael.
Oh yeah, and he had an R, and I was like, I didn't understand.
Well, they all look the same. At least in the older version, version of the cartoon, they all look the same except for they have different colored bands on their eyes.
Interesting.
And yet, girls thought Raphael was the most attractive because he had the most has emotional issues.
Okay.
And women like that.
Wait, what color bandana does he have?
Red.
A red bandana?
Yeah.
I think red kind of makes... Someone once
Sure.
told me don't wear
Fiery.
red on stage because it makes people angry.
Really?
And I said that to this guy, this comedian a long time ago, and he's always like, remember when you told me red? I couldn't wear red on stage? Yeah. I think it was... You know what? That may have been in Judy Brown's comedy Bible or something.
Where did I hear somewhere to not show your arms?
Oh, your full arm.
Is that what it is?
Oh my God. I can't believe I just did.
Not show your full...
don't show your full arm.
But I don't know. Was it in the movie Comedian?
Maybe.
That you just cover your arms?
What about sandals? Don't wear sandals on stage.
Or shorts.
Was a big one. Yeah.
Shorts. Don't wear shorts.
Now it's anything goes.
Well, I remember back in 20 years ago, I was doing a show. I was opening for Patton Oswalt, and he had just gotten off a plane or something, and he went on stage with just shorts, t-shirt, shorts and a t-shirt or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. And what year was this?
I think it was 2004 or something.
And were you kind of like, that's interesting?
I didn't comment on it, but actually Arch Barker said, man, he's just really relaxed, or something like that. He just comes on,
Right.
he was wearing shorts or something like that.
The first time I saw Patton Oswalt, I was blown away by how he walked onto the stage. He just had such confidence.
Mm-hmm.
It was just from the minute he walked out. I just noticed that.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a long time
They
ago.
all do. All the professionals have
Mm-hmm.
a lot of confidence,
Yeah.
I mean, don't they? Did you ever see a professional who wasn't confident?
I think in the kind of situation where they're just getting into stand-up because they had some other kind of success.
Oh, that kind of thing. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can tell they're it's a little teetery.
Right. I mean, I guess I've seen professionals display signs of insecurity to me,
Yeah.
I saw a professional once. I won't say who it is, but yeah, he was kind of berating the audience a lot for not liking him or whatever, and he started kind of talking about his achievements and stuff on stage, and it just felt like I don't know. This seemed.
Ooh, that's yeah.
It seemed insecure.
Right.
No, you know what actually is insecure? When a comedian goes on after me and tries to make fun of me afterwards.
Right.
That seems insecure to me. It seems like, they feel threatened by whatever I did.
Yeah.
And now they want to try to, one up it or something.
I have a couple that I remember. One guy goes, "That is one angry lesbian."
Oh, you said that? Yeah.
After that was at the Improv.
Here's a classic.
I actually didn't mind that one. I was like, he thinks I'm a lesbian? That's what I
You were
loved.
kind
I
of
was like,
into
oh,
that,
maybe.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
But also angry. I don't even know. I don't see how you ever come off as angry. I mean, I guess you get intense on stage, but I don't know about angry. But
Right.
this is a classic. I don't get this. I haven't heard this in years, but I used to get this a lot in the 2000s. Maybe someone come up after me and go, "Give it up for what the F was that?" Or something like that. Like as if it was just so bizarre,
Right.
whatever I did,
That's
or something like
the
that.
equivalent of someone going, "What are you on drugs?" Like in elementary school.
Oh yeah.
I got that when I was young.
Oh really? Yeah.
I got kicked off a bus because my teacher thought I was drunk, and I was not drunk.
Really?
She was like, "Your behavior, like," they thought I was acting out or being like spat.
What were you like when you were? What grade was that in?
I was 16.
So
that
high school.
happened.
What were you like in high school? Were you artistic?
Yes.
Were you involved in theater?
Yeah, that's so funny because I was just because I'm going to Oklahoma. I was remembering that I was in the musical Oklahoma. Yes, I was in
Oh,
theater.
interesting.
I was.
I thought that he was going to come in here. That's why
I
was
kind of
looking
grew
at
up in a theatery family.
Oh, you did?
Well, my sister was kind of a local actress.
Oh,
Like she
really?
was a well-known local
Really?
actress when she was young in Minneapolis.
Oh,
There's
really?
like the Guthrie Theater and Children's Theater Company. So we used to go see my sister in plays, and my mom didn't want to have to get a babysitter. I was 4 years younger. So she would have me audition, and I would never get the parts.
Were you jealous of your sister at one point?
At one point, we had only pictures of my sister hanging up in our
Really? Oh my gosh. That's why you haven't been back in
framed
13 years.
photos. Well, there's more than that, but yeah.
You had
what I
a
do.
stroke when?
In 2016.
Right. You told me about this before. But it wasn't was it not a full-on stroke?
No, it was. There's mini and there's regular, and mine was a regular.
I mean, you're really, I guess, very lucky that
Yes.
it didn't really affect your,
Yes, that's what
I don't
the
know,
doctor
motor
said.
skills and your what do they call it? Your brain
Yeah.
functions and
When
stuff.
I went in to get to look at my MRIs, my doctor said that. He was like, "You're lucky you're not in the ICU." And he pinned my MRI up on the wall. There's just a pool of blood in my, like a white, you can see it,
Wow.
in my occipital lobe, which is responsible for vision. So I did temporarily, I lost sight
You did?
for a minute. And then when finally it came back, there was a patch of my vision missing because vision actually has depth. It's not flat. So you're looking at your hand and you just see the floor.
Huh.
So that's what mine was like. I went into my bathroom, I looked down at my hands, and I was like, when my hand is here, I can see it. And when it's here, I can't see it.
Oh, really? Wow.
And so that's when I knew something really bad. I mean, that and the blacking out. But I didn't feel it. I didn't have any pain.
Yeah, and it could happen to anyone.
Yeah.
It can
could.
happen at any time.
Yeah.
It could happen to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't have anything to do with anything. It doesn't have
Well-
anything to do with any sort of diet or anything like that? Or?
Mine was related to some of the things that happened when I had Lyme disease.
Uh-huh.
Because it affected my vascular, like my veins and stuff.
Do you always have Lyme disease?
So I actually went on an experimental drug during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was done, if you have Lyme disease, it's called Antabuse or disulfiram. Just because it's newer, a lot of people, I asked my doctor to put me on it. And at the end of the pandemic, we did another Lyme test, a PCR, and it was negative for Lyme. So it seems to have eliminated it.
Traditionally, it was thought that if you get
Yes.
Lyme disease, you always have it.
Yes.
But you seem to
However-
not have it anymore.
Yes. However, it does trigger other systems in your body to dysregulate.
So you having a stroke had something to do with Lyme disease?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Uh-huh.
Because I was having a lot of like circulation and my legs would go numb or like,
Oh.
yeah.
Did you ever kind of dial things back on stage at all because of
No.
I just I hear the door and I just think he's
Yeah.
going to come in and I
Oh my
think
God, with a cure for Lyme disease. Someone busts in here. Oh, you know what? Can I tell you something that I've been doing?
yeah.
Since the election, I've been feeling a little powerless, like many people, or hopeless, I guess, nervous. So I've been learning about American history by watching YouTube videos.
So
I don't think do you know a lot about American history, like about the Revolution and all that?
well, I can name the first 9 presidents and I
Really?
can also name the last maybe 20 presidents or something.
No. Can you name the first 9?
George Washington.
Okay, there's actually one in here who was a crush of mine in elementary school.
Really? I bet it
I
was.
think so.
Let me try to guess.
I don't know if he's in the first 9, though. I think so. Okay, George Washington.
John Adams. I don't think you would have had a crush on either one of them. Thomas Jefferson, I could sort of see you being maybe interested in,
Okay.
but I'm not gonna. I know who it's gonna be, by the way, because the manliest of them all is number 7, I think. But we'll get to that. So then after that, I think it's James Madison, and then
Okay.
James Monroe, and then John Quincy Adams, and then number 7, which is Andrew Jackson, Old Hickory.
I think he's not in the first 9.
Okay, then 8 is Martin Van Buren.
Oh,
Oh, it's him.
okay. No.
Okay,
I
'cause
that's
you like
an
those sideburns?
interesting Martin Van Buren.
And then the number 9, I think, is William Henry Harrison, who only was president for a month because he got
Then he was
pneumonia.
in Harry
He got pneumonia
Henderson's-
from being. It was cold at
He
the
got cold.
inauguration.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that?
Oh, wow. He got sick at the inauguration.
Yeah, and he died because of that.
He
It's
just didn't
pretty-
like the poem. He's like, this kid again?
The I don't know. I kind
It's
of don't.
Amanda Gorman.
What?
Nothing. There's always a poet. You know how there's usually a
Oh,
poet
is there?
at the inauguration?
Is there always a poet?
And they were like, this young poet did it, and everyone was like, she's the poet laureate. And I'm like, it's actually, she wasn't the poet laureate. I think she was like the teen poet laureate.
What does poet laureate mean?
That's a good question. You're kind of like, it's almost like an artist in residence, but for the country, I think.
Oh, but you have to do poetry, or you could do any kind of art.
That's a good question. I would kind of want to look it up, actually.
Well, okay, so
But you would do stuff like this, like you would read at the inauguration,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, go to Aaron.
I think that I should probably try to
kinda
know
wanna know what
the
that is.
presidents 10 through 15, just so I could get to 16 easily. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You ought to know what led up to Abraham Lincoln, who's the most famous president of all time. Don't you think?
George Washington.
No, don't you think Abraham Lincoln's more
Oh,
famous
oh.
than George? He's, so
Yes.
iconic. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
got the beard and
Yes.
he's tall, the hat.
Yes.
And people talk to him. There's the statue of him. People talk to
Yeah.
him.
Oh, really?
Nobody talks to him. Nobody talks to anybody else, I mean.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah, he seems like he would be gentle.
He's
He
also,
seems like he'd be a good listener.
well, he is every night.
He doesn't go.
Every
Abraham
night.
Lincoln.
Yeah.
His hat blows
That'd
off.
be funny though if you were talking to Lincoln at the memorial, and then you said something and he went. I did it that direction because I didn't want you to get hit. So,
I feel like his would be gentle. I feel like he had very thin lips.
you think
He'd be
so?
like, oh,
Let's see. Does he have thin lips? Maybe in the way.
I'm kind of like
Let's
this.
see. 4
Yes.
7 years ago. 4.
Oh my God, that's really good, Brent.
Really? You think my lips are good
I
right
think
now?
it's good. Yeah.
You think this looks good? I kind of look like Garth a little bit. It makes me feel kind of funny when they climb the ropes in gym class. That's how Garth looks. I used to do Garth all
Oh,
the time.
Garth from Wayne's World.
Hmm. His lips are kind of like this.
Oh my
It makes me feel kind of
God.
funny, like when we climb the ropes in gym class, or something like that, right?
I've got to say, I'm not really a Garth connoisseur.
You don't know Wayne's World?
I don't really remember it that well.
Wayne's World was
I
was
liked
big.
it.
That was
liked
big,
it.
and it actually. Speaking of comedies, that might be in the top 10 best comedies of all time.
Really?
Maybe top 5. Swingers is in the top 5.
You know what I love is King of Comedy.
I love that movie. That's one of my
That's-
favorite.
me
That's
too.
not just. That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Me too.
That's top 10,
Yeah, me too.
and it's really funny too.
I love Sandra Bernhard in it.
She's steals it. She
I
steals
can't
it.
believe how
I've
good she
always.
is. When
I
she
say.
goes, "I love you, Jerry." I've never said that to anyone, not even my parents.
I mean, she's so good. She
tied up.
steals it when
Yeah.
she's got him tied up. And
Yeah.
oh, I don't want to
She's
ruin it.
crawling on the
I don't-
table.
She's so funny in
She's
it.
like,
How was she not the biggest star after that movie? I mean, she
I
was.
know.
She's
Pretty
so funny.
famous.
She is very well known,
Yeah,
but I
'cause-
feel like she should have. I would imagine she would have been in so many more movies after that movie.
But what type would people cast her as? You know,
Just as a larger than life
Yeah.
woman. I mean, just like a woman with a lot of just a fierce woman. I mean,
yeah.
someone who's just really. I mean, do you ever watch her on Letterman?
yes,
She's really funny on that too. She flirts with Letterman in this really funny way.
Yeah.
She has this kind of. She's just very hip, very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I mean, very.
Yes.
She was one of the. I mean, she's probably the hippest She probably was one of the hippest stand-up comedians of her time. I mean, she was the hippest comedian of her time, probably.
She did like solo performances.
Well, she had these one-woman shows, but in this, I just imagine in the 70s, stand-up comedy in the 70s. I mean, sure, Steve Martin was probably thought of as pretty hip too and stuff, and probably Andy Kaufman.
What
was
if we
hip.
don't get it and we're like Steve Martin was like, oh no, I don't like Dane Cook or something like that.
Right.
Dane Cook.
I mean, you mean that he was just super mainstream or something?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was very popular, right? But
There's
no,
Wine
I mean,
and Sex in the City. I realized I had never seen like 3 seasons of that show.
I never seen a single episode.
Really?
Yeah.
You might like it.
Nah, really?
But they go, Steve Martin, is the toast of New York, and then Samantha goes, he's the toast of the New Yorker.
What is that? What does
Meaning,
that
like
mean?
he's always in the New Yorker. He's always
okay.
published in there.
Yeah. Well,
I was just like, oh wow, Steve Martin burn.
I'll say this: Sandra Bernhardt seems like she was really ahead of her time in that. If you look at her stand-up comedy from the early 1980s, it seems like a modern comedian. I mean, it doesn't seem like dated in any kind of way.
I went and saw her live with
you did?
Chip Pope.
Oh yeah.
Years ago.
Oh really?
We went inside. I think it was called like "Shut Up and Love Me" or something.
She's really she's really good. Why don't we do this?
Okay, let's cut the shit.
We're gonna wrap up the main episode and then we'll continue on to do the Unzipped. Okay. And just to give people a little bit of a tease, Lizzy brought her tarot cards,
that's right.
And maybe she'll do a tarot reading.
Can I tell them where my dates are before we wrap up?
I was totally gonna get to that.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, because I wanted to make sure that people knew.
Now
about
that people
your
have heard
dates.
me go, they're gonna want to come see me.
Oh, hopefully nobody. Do not go to any of Lizzy's shows and laugh like this. Don't do that. All right, please laugh like this, like that, or laugh like this, or laugh like this, and then or laugh like this. Ring a bell.
Wait, do you ever flip and put the unzipped out as the regular?
We've done that.
I think you should do that.
Not flipped it,
because
but
now I feel comfortable.
Oh,
Just
you'll be
kidding.
fine.
What if it took me
Okay,
3
that always
hours?
happens, by the way.
kidding.
But don't worry. People, nobody's going to see this either way. They're not going to see the main episode or the Unzipped anyway, But I mean, there'll be maybe about 20 people that see it, and hopefully they all live in Oklahoma or wherever. So anyway, Lizzy Cooperman is doing some dates, and they're coming up, and she's coming to a city near you, and those dates are what?
Okay. Possibly the 29th in Fayetteville.
Mm-hmm.
Then, but I don't know the venue yet. Or that's
Tell the people.
That's November 29th in Fayetteville. December 1st, I'm going to be at the Knack Theater. God, the microphone's so excited.
I know, that's so funny.
Wait, hold on.
Right.
Was that entertaining? Oh, no.
So go on.
Dallas, December 1st. December 3rd, I will be in... Oh, no, sorry. I messed up already.
Just
Okay.
from the top.
29th, Fayetteville. 30th, Tulsa, Oklahoma with Josh Fadum.
Oh, come on. Look, you're already getting a great show with Lizzy, but you're going to get Josh also?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
come
can't
off it.
believe it.
Come off it.
And then...
That's a must see, okay? Tulsa, Oklahoma. You got to be there. Even if you're don't live in Tulsa, you got to make the trek.
Yes.
What else?
Please come to the show. December 3rd at the Knack Theater in Dallas.
So you're not doing Oklahoma City?
No.
Okay, so if you're in Oklahoma City, make the hour drive and get to Tulsa.
Yes. Josh said there are people already headed from Oklahoma City to Tulsa right now.
Can't beat the real thing.
Even better than the... Do you know what song I'm talking about?
I guess not. I guess not.
I only remembered that actually because it ends a Sex in the City episode where she's laying in bed with Burger. And
the U2 song that it really is in my mind is Sunday Bloody Sunday, and it really reminds me of my first year at university.
They really...
I'm just kidding. I'm not English. I don't really say that. My first year in college, it really reminds me of when I first got to college because I had this roommate who listened to it on repeat, and he was Irish, and it made me think, oh yeah, this is. I feel like I'm in Europe right now.
Oh my
anyway,
gosh. Okay,
so,
then December 5th, I'm in Austin. So I feel like there might be
wow.
some people listening who live in Austin.
Definitely, there's got to be some people in Austin.
I'm
I mean, come on.
doing the Velveeta room. Have you done that room?
I have done a set there before. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm doing that, and then I'm in San Antonio on December 7th.
Okay, great.
At the Blind Tiger. This is going to be a lot of me in the car.
Hey,
oh my God.
Can people where do people look up these dates?
I have all the dates and the ticket links on my website, LizzyCooperman.com.
Yeah.
And going into tarotrx.com, although that website is really bad.
Tarot RX, really? Well, that's okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And anything else people should check out?
I need to hire a website builder.
Anything else people should check out?
Well, when does this come out?
Well, to the public, it will come out on next Friday, not this Friday, next Friday. But to
the 22nd, I believe that's
I don't know. Yeah, but then to
okay.
the Patreon people, it's going to be on Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got something you'll never forget. Me and my friend Bridger always go, "Let's go viral," like as though that's like how to do it.
Well,
so remember, like when YouTube and stuff came out, people would just do like a crazy thing.
Oh, they did that?
Yeah.
Were people flashing on YouTube in the earlier days?
Well, yeah.
Oh, really?
Or just like pranks with things like falling.
Oh, well, there's that.
Would be...
Yeah, sure. Oh, well, yeah, definitely. I remember the shelves falling.
Yeah, shelves falling
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I guess maybe that's still happening.
Yeah.
Should we create a moment right now? Should we create a moment?
I think you kind of did with that when the microphone
Wait, hold
was
on.
bumping up and down.
Wait, like if you zoomed in, you could be like, podcaster does show while microphone moves without her touching it. Brent, this is so crazy. Is anyone seeing this? Can anyone hear? Brent, do you feel it? Do you feel it? Oh my God, it's gonna hit me. Brent, help me. Brent, help me. Please. You didn't help me.
Well, I just was letting it do its thing, you know. I was letting it happen, you know.
No.
Okay, you want me to help you? Watch this. That's gonna come off. Well, then, mission accomplished. I think this is going to be a viral video. I think this is going to really up the view count on this this podcast. If you want to watch the podcast,
Yes.
you can check us out at youtube.com/thepoundcast. And if you want to continue on with us and maybe see what happens with it during this tarot card reading, I mean, there could be things might get crazy in here, and you might want to check that out. Patreon.com/poundcast. Okay, and then there's clips on Instagram. Not that many, but there's some clips. It's the Poundcast. And thank you to Aaron Bruntgart behind the boards.
Yes.
Thank you to All Things Comedy for having us in the studio and everything. And
Thank you to John Lovitz, who I saw leaving.
John Lovitz was leaving. And then thank you to Jack Birch for your help behind the scenes as well. And thank you to all of you. And we hope to see you in the Unzipped when we're going to do this tarot card reading, maybe. And that's about it. I'm Brent Weinbach. Thanks for listening and watching the Poundcast. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Brent talking. Brent, what will Brent talk about today? Brent talking to some pimples. Brent will talk to friends and Brent talking on the Poundcast.